Greetings, eBay Millionaire viewers. So, in the last video we repaired that Rhythm Track RT123, which I bought for £12. And the main problem with that was it had a broken solder joint and the power supply was wrong. Power supply cost me £6.99 for a new one, and I sold the whole thing for £40. So with that £40 we've bought something else, and here it is. So let's open it up and see. This cost £39. Got the thing here. It cost £39.99. There you go. Don't know if you can see that. It might not show up, but it says £39.99. So let's open it and see what's inside. Comes in a nice box. Here we go. And what we have in here is a beautiful little laptop. There. Now this is a Lenovo ThinkPad. It's an x201. And if we take that out of there she is. And you know what, actually, she's not in bad condition. Very nice indeed. And I bought this for £39. Came with a charger as well, which I'm just grabbing for you. It came with a Lenovo charger there and the power lead, you know, mains power lead. And what a nice little thing it is. Now this is actually a Core i5. Even though it's only a small 12.1 inch display, it's a Core i5. Look at that. Ain't that nice? £39. Can you believe that? There you go. Core i5 V Pro version. Windows 7, so it's got a Windows 7 license key with it. It doesn't come with a hard drive. That's the only thing that's missing. And yeah, beautiful. Now, there's one problem with this. It's got a password set on the BIOS, and it's not your standard sort of password where you can just pull the battery for the BIOS and reset it. The password on this is electrically written to a little memory chip, and according to Lenovo's service manual for this, if you haven't got that password, you have to replace the motherboard. So that's their problem. So let's get it all powered up and see if that is the case. So we've got it powered up. As you can see here, we've got the flashing cursor there with a padlock, and it means you can put some rubbish in there, enter that, and it doesn't like it. Let's just try. Oh, see, we got two big crosses there. That's not good, is it? I don't think we want to try that much more in case it screws something else up. So there is our problem. We can't get into the BIOS to change anything. Now the chances are, if we put a hard drive in this, it will boot. because it's set up to boot off a hard drive, and we will try that first just to prove that the machine is actually working. So back in a sec. I've got an SSD here that's got an install of Windows on it, so Windows 7 I think on here, so we should be able to just chuck this in and see what happens. Actually, it might be Windows 10, but we'll see. We'll put it in and we'll see if we get any joy. Okay, plopped a hard drive in there. We're going to power it up. As long as we see some kind of action, I'll be happy. Well, that's interesting. Not a lot. Not a lot is happening. Let's just try a reboot there. There's a delete. No, we can't even do that. Let's try and do something, and then it's rebooting again. So I think what we'll do is we'll try and clear this BIOS password first of all. That's going to be our main hindrance. Now, like I said, in the Lenovo service manual it says this can't be done. So let's prove them wrong. So what we're going to do is we are going to reset the password by attaching some equipment to the memory chip, and we will be able to A, read the password out, and B, reset it if we want. But there's no need. Once we've read the password out, we can get in there and go and change it anyway. So that's what we're going to do. So we've got to take this apart so we can get to the EEPROM, which is where the info is stored, and then we can connect our little hacking device up to it and read the password out. Okay, this was harrowing, but there you go. We are now in the BIOS. We have got rid of the supervisor password, and let me tell you, it was the most harrowing thing I've had to do in a long time. Basically, what you have to do is solder 2 wires, and we'll go down here. I don't know how close we'll be able to get, onto 2 pads that are minuscule, and I mean minuscule, and they are the data lines for the serial EEPROM. Connected to that, I had an Arduino Uno running a little bit of software that could read serial EEPROMs, and the result is that you get a printout of the contents of the EEPROM in hex, which is up there, and the whole thing, actually, if I bring that up, there is the whole hex file of the EEPROM. Now from that you can put it into this thing called IBM Pass, and IBM Pass will then tell you what the password is, allegedly. Well, I did that, and it didn't really help. So in the end, there's another option in this script that was running on the Uno that allowed me to just erase the password, and I did that, and that was the result. So, flipping bingo. So yeah, I'll tell you what, you don't want to have a go at that. That is like, those pads are about £1/4 mil. I mean, they are minuscule. So anyway, I'm going to unsolder those connections, put the laptop back together, and then we can start sorting it out. Okay, so this Lenovo x201 didn't come with a hard drive, so I have installed a hard drive. It's a 500 gig hybrid drive, so it's got an 8 gig SSD plus 500 gig of normal hard drive, which basically just makes the thing boot quicker, and they're, you know, dirt cheap. I think I bought this one for 24 quid. So that is installed into the machine, and we've got to install a Windows on it. Now, it came with Windows 7, so that's what we're going to put on it first, and then we will upgrade to Windows 10. Even though it's not advertised, you can still upgrade to Windows 10 for free. And that's what we're going to do. But the only way to do it legally is that we've got to have a pucker version of Windows 7 on the machine first. We've got a Windows key on the underneath of the machine there for Windows 7, which is Windows 7 Pro. So we will be using that, and we're going to install it now. I've got the Windows 7 ISO installed on a memory stick. There's no CD drive in these machines, and memory stick is just as quick. So we've got it booted up, and we're going to go through and install. Now, Lenovo don't supply a recovery disk for this unless you want to pay for it. So I'm going to be using a Dell recovery disk for now, and then we'll be changing the key to this laptop key once it's done. There we go, we're going to install. And then of course it's going to ask us what type of install we want to do. Hopefully. Okay, we've got to accept the service pack 1. And we're going to do custom advanced. And we just want to blank this drive, so remove any partitions that are on it. That one there, delete. There we go. Nicey nicey. And then we're going to go next. And there you go. So that is installing Windows. So we'll come back in a minute when that's installed. Windows is nearly installed. It's just rebooting after the install process. So we should be getting somewhere close now. Here we go. Installing Windows is like watching paint dry. I think we'll come back when it's booted to the desktop. Okay, so we're now booted to the desktop. We've got some drivers missing, of course, as is always the way. If we go in here and device drivers, you will see there's a big stash of drivers missing. And ironically, it's pretty much always the way. It's always the Ethernet controller and the Wi-Fi. So we have no communications with the outside world to be able to easily download anything on this machine. So what I have already downloaded onto my memory stick here the Wi-Fi driver for this machine. So we can run that and install it. Now this won't help us out very much actually, because my Wi-Fi is a bit intermittent in the garage, and so normally I have to use wired Ethernet. But let's see what happens. Oh, we've got some more stuff here. Next. Next. Right, my card was full on the camera. So we're just finishing off installing the Wi-Fi driver. As I was saying, Wi-Fi in the shed, not that good. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully we will have some kind of communications very soon. Okay, I've just entered the key for this Windows 7 install. And that's the key that's on the bottom of the machine, and that's just going through activation now. Ta-da! There you go, activation successful. So we now have a genuine copy of Windows 7, even though it says Dell, because we used the Dell installer. But we can actually go and remove that anyway, if we really wanted to. But there you go, genuine, beautiful, with the proper product key. So, what's next? Next thing is we're going to install Office Starter, which is basically Word and Excel. And there's a reason for installing that on here, because we're going to upgrade this to Windows 10. You can't get a free copy of Office or Office Starter on Windows 10, and you can't actually install it from the installer. It'll only install on Windows 7. But if it's already installed on your machine, when you upgrade to 10, it'll work. A stupid a Microsoft thing basically to stop you using Office Starter on 10. But doing it this way, it will work, and it'll be lovely jubbly, and we'll have Word and Excel, which is pretty much what most people want. They don't need all the other stuff in Office. So next thing, we need to get all these drivers on there. Now you could go to the manufacturer's site and download them, but you know what, that's a right pain in the arse. So what we're going to do is use Driver Pack Solutions, which is a Russian thing, and that will basically put all of the required drivers onto the machine, as long as we've got internet access. So I'm going to go to that, and I'll come back to you in a minute when we're ready to go. Right, so here we are. We are at Driver Pack Solution, which is a drp.su/en if you're English. So all we do is just go install all required drivers. Now that will download an exe file which we have to run, and we say yes, and we can then get rid of our Internet Explorer that we won't ever need again. And here we go. Driver pack solution. Now this will scan the machine and work out all the drivers that are needed. As you can see at the moment, our graphics driver looks a bit pants, so I'm sure that will get updated as well. So here we go. It says it's worked out. It's a Lenovo ThinkPad x201, and we all have to do here is click install drivers. Now what it'll also go and do is install some other stuff which we don't want, like software and stuff. So we go to expert mode, and then down this left hand side here, here's the useful software that they think is useful, which we don't want because it installs the Russian versions. So we'll untick all them and then go back to the driver section, which is the spanner, and it says 22 drivers that need to be installed, so we're going to install those. Bang, and away it goes. It's going to create a restore point and then start to install all of the drivers. This is so much easier than downloading from the manufacturer's site. It's brilliant. It saves a lot of time if you're having to do a fair few installs and stuff like that. Right, let's install 17 out of 19. We won't worry about the rest for now. We'll come back to them in a minute. All we need to do is do a reboot now. We'll remove this memory stick as well, otherwise it'll probably boot into that. It's obviously done a bit of a Windows update there as well, so we've got to wait for all that jazz to happen. But when it reboots, I think we'll find that pretty much everything is working and ready to go. Okay, Windows is restarting yet again. Looks like we've got a good graphics driver now. Should see a bit of difference there. Ta-da! And there it is, all lovely jubbly. So, oh, another restart required. Oh boy, that was for the driver for the hard disk. Let's reboot it. As you can hear, we've got sound, we've got everything. Once it's rebooted, we'll just go into the device drivers and just see what's missing, if anything. There we go, back to where we were. If we go into here, we're going to control panel. device drivers or device manager. There we go. Actually, there is nothing missing there, which is good. As you can see, we've got 4 cores on our i5. Display adapters, yeah, Intel HD graphics. And we're good to go. Everything looks sweet as. So there we go, that is our basic system. All working. So what we're going to do now is we're going to upgrade this to Windows 10. So I'll come back to you when I've got the web page up. Okay, here we are. This is on the Microsoft site. Download Windows 10, and we're going to download the tool now. And we're going to run it. Here we go. And we're going to go yes. And then we'll get rid of that browser window. Getting a few things ready. Who says it can't be done? I think we'll come back once we've got some options to choose. Okay, so here we go. What do you want to do? I want to upgrade this PC now, is what it says there, and that's what we're going to choose. Downloading Windows 10. So a few gig later, we will be back. Right, we have some action. Or maybe we don't. Oh, welcome to the joy of Windows. I thought it was going to go and carry on installing Windows 10, but no, it's now checking for updates to the thing it's just downloaded. Now it's checking the PC after it's downloaded Windows 10. You'd think it would do that first, wouldn't you? Oh. Well, we'll come back again in a minute, shall we? Oh, man, the paint's nearly dry. Okay, finally, it's done its checks. And we're going to install Windows 10 Pro, because this was Windows 7 Pro. And it's going to keep my personal files and apps, or programs, to real people. Right, let's go. So there we go, your PC will restart several times. This may take a while. God. Anyways, yeah, I mean, not a bad little machine, this. Core i5, 4 gig of RAM. It's got everything you need, really. One of the nicest little features, I think, here, is it's got a light. I don't know if you can see that there. There's a little light that comes on, and you can turn it off, like that. So, late at night, when you're watching porn and stuff, you can turn that light on and see the keyboard better, see which bits to wipe. Brilliant. Right, back soon when this is installed. We're on 0% at the moment. This could take a long while. 10% and counting. Oh, the paint will be more than touch dry by the end of this. Oh boy. Other nice features, of course, of this Lenovo is it's got the centre little mouse joystick, as I call it, which is quite nice, as well as the touchpad here. And you've got two sets of buttons as well for the mouse pad. You've got the buttons down here or the buttons here. Well, these are actually for the joy pad, but you can use them for either, and they've got a centre button there as well. They're very well featured little machines, these. They're very, very nice indeed. And, you know, how much am I going to sell this for now when it's finished? It's got to be worth 100 quid of anybody's money, right? Yeah, I reckon so. Got a good battery in it. It's clean. It's got a webcam. It's got everything you could want. It's nice and small form factor, 12.1 screen, but with loads of power. Brill. Right, back soon when this is nearly finished, I suppose. Oh, we're really on a roll now. 53%. Oh boy, I can hardly contain myself. 57, boy. It's going to reboot. I can feel it. No, it never goes to 100%. 58. Brilliant. Right, we're finally getting somewhere. It was sitting at 83% for forever. And now it's just come up. Your PC will restart in a few moments. So we're right on the cusp of Windows 10 excitement here. It's going to restart and show us in all its glory Windows 10 in a few moments. One thing I have noticed, here we go. Right, oh, here we go. So it's logging off. This is the last time you'll see Windows 7 Professional. The next time it reboots, it will be Windows 10 Professional. Well, let's hope so. Da, da, da. Look, it's a Windows 10 logo. Working on updates. Don't turn off your PC. This will take another while. Oh, joy. Action. More stuff is happening. Another reboot. This looks much more Windows 10 like. So let's see what happens at this point. Certainly you need a lot of patience when upgrading to Windows 10. It's the anticipation that really gets to you. Here we go. Oh, what? 30% working on updates. Oh, God. More excitement. A black screen with an arrow. Come on. Here we go again. Another reboot. And a window. And balls. Balls going round. Oh, yes. This really is exciting stuff. What's it gonna chuck at us this time? Oh, working on updates 75%. Oh, God. What a joy. Right, working on updates 100%. Here we go. This is it. This is it, folks. Oh, look. We're in like Flynn. Oh, hello. More updates. Why can't they just download the whole fucking lot of updates when you install it, you know? Boom, done. Rather than this repetitive, oh, now you've downloaded Windows 10, now there's some more updates. And even more updates. Unbelievable. This might take several years. Do not turn off your PC or smash it. Right, we're nearly there. So here's all the dodgy stuff that allows Microsoft to spy on you or not spy on you. Speech recognition. Do you want to let us listen to you? No, we don't. Goodbye. Accept. Do you want us to know where you are? No, I don't. Accept. We can help you find your device and track you. No, thank you. Accept. Can we send diagnostic information? No, you can't. Can we record everything that you type? No. Thank you. No, I don't want tips and ads all tailored to myself. Thank you very much. No, we don't want advertising IDs either. Just a moment. Oh! Fandabby dozy. We're sort of in. Oh, look, they're adding new features. Even more downloading. Oh, boy. And welcome to the worst browser ever. Thank you. Goodbye. Right. We're almost there. Is my battery charged? Yeah, yes it is. Brilliant. Right. What we're going to do while this machine is still doing stuff, it's obviously still installing drivers and crap, is we're going to download a different browser because we don't like this browser. See, look, if you've got Edge, it goes the fastest. I'm going for Firefox. And then we can say goodbye to Edge. So it's working. I'll come back to you in a minute once I've just added the other few little things that I want to install on this machine before I sell it. Right. Okay, so there we go. Windows 10 all installed with everything on it, and Windows activation. Windows is activated. There you go. So we have a fully working Windows 10 Pro on there, and we didn't have to pay for it. Lovely. So that is it for this video. Not much repairing in it again. It was just a lucky choice on the purchase, knowing that I knew the way to fix the problem, where a lot of other people wouldn't have been able to do it. And and for £39, not a bad machine. I had to spend £24 on the hard drive, which is a hybrid hard drive. It's got 8 gig of SSD plus a 500 gig hard drive in it, which basically just speeds up the booting process of the machine. That's all the SSD module does in this. It's all built into the one drive. So yeah, that's it. Like, comment and subscribe, and see you in the next video. And when we find out how much we actually sell this for, I'm thinking around 100, but let's see what happens. So that'd be a nice little earner. See you soon. Bye.